Turning Points is now responsible for all child welfare services in the neighborhoods of the 15th, 12th, and 18th police districts. Work is underway in CUAs number 3 and number 9 with focused services, in-home safety case management, kinship and foster care, covering the lower northeast and west to southwestern Philadelphia. Turning Points for Children delivers exceptional programs to help children who are most at risk. Their compelling, vitally urgent work inspires hope at the highest levels. Opera impresario Karen Saillant knows exactly what those words mean. An opera producer, musician, and libretto writer, she was also a child in foster care who aged out of the system. Her extraordinary life and devotion to the arts are the stuff of which dreams are made. She is not the usual face of a foster care child.
I went right from the hospital right into foster care, and I stayed in foster care till I was 18 when I became an emancipated minor. My brother had the same thing, except he was 1 year older, and neither of us were ever adopted. I lived with a family, and in those days you really didn't see a social worker initially because we're talking 1944, and there were many, many problems in this family. But it was a family that I stayed with until I was 18 years old. The childhood was abusive, and it was racked with all sorts of problems. You know, it was one family, where my brother was sent from family to family. My mother gave him up when he was 1, so he stopped talking. He stopped functioning, and so they thought he was retarded. They actually used that word, retarded, for him. So they sent him to Doylestown, figuring that there he could learn to be a farm laborer. It turns out that when he was in this one-room schoolhouse, he discovered books, and eventually he became a PhD in chemistry. He became a vice president of Ford Motors. Then he retired and became the head of Plug Power, which develops hydrogen cell energy. And then he left there and became an international figure in sustainability as the director of the Fowler Center at Case Western University. When I was 18, I was brought into the director's office at Children's Aid, and she told me, quite frankly, it's going to be very difficult for you to have success in your life. She said, because you're a foster child, and it just is not possible. You just are going to have to accept that these things you're talking about, singing and opera, and you know, you might have a full scholarship to Indiana University, but you're not going to be able to survive in this world. And my foster sister had told me the same thing. You have these crazy dreams, you have these crazy ideas, you're never going to be able to do any of these things you talk about. You're just a fantasy person. And so the point is, you have to keep going, and you must not let anything stop you, and you can succeed. I find that the people at Turning Points for Children are the most sensitive, the most caring, the most personally involved and self-sacrificing individuals. They really care about these children, and they give the children the kind of support that they need. So I see miracles happening. I feel so fortunate that we have this organization in our city, and that the lives of our children are in the hands of these people who truly care, who are moved themselves, who cry themselves, who stay at work for hours long after other people would have gone home. These people must be supported and commended. They have the right energy, they have the right belief system, and they have a focused vision for transformation of the children in our city. But we have to help.
If you would like to make a profound difference in the lives of young people, or if you or someone you know could use some help, call Turning Points for Children at 215-875-8200.